spelled your name.
I mean, it's not uncommon.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's see if we can do this. All right, we got it. Am I in the right spot? Okay. I wish that was in the center.
You might be live. Oh, you're live. You're live. You're live.
Oh, okay, we got it.
All right.
All right. All right. Well, maybe we should do it without getting excited next time. Anyways, hey guys, we're live. Welcome to OnSet. I said it really slow for some reason. I'm Daniel Norton. If you don't know, we said we're live. We go live on YouTube and Facebook. Yep. Yeah, when we do this. So if you're on Facebook watching and it suddenly goes away, you might need to go to YouTube because we're having some issues here. Apparently, the internet's acting up on us again. If it rains or somebody looks at you funny in this building, the internet goes out. So, hey, we're lucky we get anything done here. Anyways, we're doing beauty photography today. I'm here. Did I already say who I was? I did, right? I said my name? You weren't paying attention. I'm Daniel Norton. Seth's over here on the Mighty Mix, changing the lights and everything while he's going. And I got Tal, who's going to be our model for this evening. Is it evening? It is evening, right? And yeah, we're gonna do this. We're messing this whole thing up. All right, so guys, we're gonna walk through kind of more of a formal beauty setup. I'm gonna do 2 types of things. I think 2 seems like a reasonable goal, right? We'll probably do more, but we'll do 2. Generally, when we're using talking about beauty photography, we're talking about kind of the concept of shooting things like cosmetics or that thing. But oftentimes you're going to use the style of shooting to make portraits when somebody wants what's called a beauty portrait, right? So as people want that style. It could be for a magazine cover. It could be for just somebody wants a beauty picture of themselves. And so the thing that's different than a beauty portrait versus, let's say, a regular portrait is generally beauty photography is shot with relatively hard light. It's usually very sculpted, and if you need to kind of soften it up, we'll usually do that with fill light versus using, like, let's say, a giant soft thing. Now I see you see a giant soft thing. We'll talk about that in a minute, right? So we're going to start that way. I would use a beauty dish, but that's kind of cheating because if you use a beauty dish, then it's automatically just perfect, right? Because that's what it's for, right? That's what beauty dishes do. Maybe we'll use it at the end because I always break down and use it at the end. I'm going to use a small softbox actually. This is a Shimura extra small, shallow. And the reason why I'm going to use a softbox is for 2 reasons. You might think that, well, a softbox is going to make the light soft, which it kind of makes sense, I guess, right? But the thing is, softness and hardness of the light is determined by the size of it relative to your subject. So by using an extra small, which is here, this is 16 by 22 inches. How many centimeters is that? Exactly, right? So we're going to use this. It's going to be relatively small. It's bigger than her head, which is our subject, but it's not gigantic, so it's not going to be. Do you need a seat? We can get one for you. In here is good. Yeah. Yeah. The usher went and took a break. Yeah. There we go. Anyways, when people watch online, they don't actually know that there's an audience here. I think they just think I'm making things up. Oh, do they know? Okay, yeah. Because sometimes I think
they see about it.
Yeah.
They see him.
Well, nobody wants to sit next to this guy. All right, so we've got Tal here, and we're gonna start. You ready? Do you like to stand or sit?
Whatever you want.
Oh, see? Wow, whatever I want. I like that. Oh, you're quite tall. I think that with this tripod, let's see if it's tall enough. Oh yeah, no, we can just stand. Okay, we're good. All right. This is Seth's tripod that he loaned to me. It's a it's some kind of found tripod, I guess.
It's a Colorado.
It's a Colorado tripod. I will try to say all the equipment I'm using as I go through, but if you've been to these before, you know that I immediately forget to do that. So if I'm using something, you want to know what it is, please ask me and I will tell you. And again, this is a Colorado tripod. I am shooting with Canon. I got like 5 DMs in the last month for some reason saying, Daniel, you never shoot with the Canon anymore. So Canon people, this is the 1DX Mark II Canon, right? It's a Canon camera. Very nice camera, I guess. It does the job, right? You like Canon cameras, right? Yeah. Stand right there, and then come a little closer. A little bit more. Perfect. Okay. So, I'm actually just going to pick this up to there. So we're going to take our light, and we're going to put it more or less in the center of our subject. And the reason why we're going to do that is because we want our light to be of even distribution around the face. It's going to create, the shadow pattern to shape the face, but it's not going to throw any shadow on either side one way or the other. We want the face to be evenly lit so that we can showcase, the makeup or whatever we're doing. I'm also going to turn the box vertical. Should have done that first. Yeah, I got it up right there. We'll see how long my shoulder is. I have a shoulder injury, so that's my excuse to make Seth do everything. Every time Seth has to pick me up. All right, there we go. So by putting the box vertically, not only are you being cooler, you are also making the light more narrow on her face, right? Because most people's faces are, longer this way than they are this way. I mean, sometimes if I eat too much, it goes the other way, but usually that's the nature of it. I'm going to use a slightly longer lens than I normally use. This is the 70 to 200, 2.8. No, I'm good. All right, I just wanted to see my settings. Whoop. Oh, this is pretty good. All right, I'm going to set it around 135. The reason why I'm going to set it at 135 is because that's the lens I wanted and they didn't have it. So just to make up for it, I'm going to set this at 135. Now you want your lens to be, I find for beauty, you don't want it to be too long. Because remember, the longer the lens you have, actually step back a half a step for me, Tal. Well, that really was half a step. That was good. One more half step. What's that? Okay, I will. Thank you. One more half. Perfect. All right. Actually, this tripod might not be tall enough. I might need the Apple box. Perfect. Okay. So I have this Profoto A1 on top of my camera. I'm not going to use it as a flash, I don't think. I'm just going to use it as a trigger because I don't have a Canon trigger with me, so that can be used as such. Basically, in a lot of different systems, Profoto being one of them, you can use their small flash as your trigger, meaning it'll fire the other flashes. All right, good. That's pretty good, right? Do you feel a little nervous? No. Not nervous at all? All right. That's very trusting. Well, if you're going to drop, you guys are waiting for it?
If you're going to drop anything, it might as well be
a softbox.
Yes.
Yes, because, right? Because it's soft, right? No? Okay, good.
Worried, right?
Yeah, no, she's great. See, we got it. We got you. She's already in.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got it. We're down. I like you already. Okay, here it is. Softbox in place. Really, really tall tripod. I feel like that might not be tall enough. Source. If you want to have maximum control, you're going to want to put it as close as possible to the subject without it being in the frame. So that's basically what I'm doing now. I'm just kind of looking to make sure it's not in the frame. Good. Good. There we go. I probably should use that box. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, that's probably a good idea. Thank you. It's better to not kill myself in the first part of the session. Thanks, Seth.
Yeah,
You're a good guy. No matter what they say about you. No matter what the comment section says, Seth is actually very
Oh,
nice.
yeah, okay.
All right.
Thanks. You don't see the comments I got to get rid of you. You don't see the
I
comments.
can only imagine. Okay. All right, so we haven't done anything yet, have we? And yet we're having a good time. All right, so we've got our light here.
Yeah.
It's more or less centered. We've got our camera. We're lined up, right? We got an Apple box. So the thing with an Apple box is you always have to stand on it and then you crunch down, right? That's. Boost what? Boost what? No, that's good. I feel like I'm working harder when I do this. All right. All right, so she looks great. Everything is good. All right. I know what you're thinking. You're like, Daniel, why don't you just take a picture and be done with this so I can go home? Well, they pay me by the hour, so. No, before we do anything, though, we need to do something, right? If anybody's been here before, you probably know this, hopefully, but I will tell you. We need to make sure that none of the light in the space is affecting our shot because we want to be in control of our light when we're doing beauty photography. It's very precise, right? So all these lights are on. We're going to set ourselves up so that they don't affect our shot. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to set our camera to its lowest ISO within the normal range. So 100 in the case of this camera. We're going to set our shutter speed at its maximum synchronization speed, which is 250 in the case of this camera. What it is on your camera, I don't know. You'd have to look it up. And then we're going to pick our aperture as such that when we make a shot, all the light is gone. It's basically a black frame. So that's our first step, always. I'm going to Chicago now with that, or LA rather. All right, good. So I'm looking through the camera. I'm using the meter in the camera. The meter's at F10. I think that's probably too much. I'm going to go down to about F8. And I can see that the meter in the camera is telling me that this is tremendously underexposed at F8. So we're going to make a photo, right, like that. And it's a black frame. I know it's impressive. I know you guys haven't seen that before. How many times have we shot the inside of our lens cap? Okay, so we're going to pull over our exposure slider until we start to see. Oh yeah, there she is. You see her there? Now, because of the dynamic range of this camera, I'm basically done. I don't have to do anything. I just pull this up. No. I am 4 stops underexposed. Now, that means that I could, if I wanted to, probably even go to, like, let's say a 5.6 and still be fine. I want to be about 2 to 3 stops underexposed generally, but I'm going to, yeah, we'll do that. I might need the power later, so I'm going to go down to 5.6. We'll take another shot to confirm. And there we are, right? Black frame, drag it over. And there she is, about 3 stops. Okay, now we've got that done, right? So, if you guys don't know this, I sometimes randomly show up at people's photo shoots. And if I show up at your photo shoot and I don't see a black frame at the beginning, I'm going to be very upset. I will scold you. Unless you're shooting with available light, of course. Okay. Now we got that done. Now we have to light her, right? Now it's all on my. Anything that comes out, any frame that we see, all the pictures of Tal from this point on are my responsibility. Before I could have blamed whoever put those lights in here, I guess Seth. But now I can't, right? They're gone. Now it's my, could I have a light meter?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to use a light meter. So I need to now test my light to see. I guess I'll take this like this. So as noted, I think I mentioned it really briefly, I'm using this Profoto A1, which is a small flash, randomly, just as my flash trigger because I didn't bring my flash trigger with me.
Why would you come prepared to a demo?
No, why would I ever do that?
Why would you ever do that?
There's a long story behind that, which someday will be revealed. But right now it won't be. All right, so I'm going to, this is B, or this is A. Okay, that's B. Okay, so I'm going to turn my light on. Now, the most important thing is to always make sure that your light is turned on before you rise it up in the air like this. I turned it on, but I think it probably turned off by itself.
You should have knocked the camera.
I feel like I'm so short today. Okay. It's on. There we go. All right, guys, cut that part of the video. Can we cut that? Just cut that part out? No? Okay. All right, I think we're good. Is that where that's where it was, right? Yeah. Okay. We got to figure it out. It's all about building the suspense. You don't want to take the first picture right away because people get spoiled. Why do I keep crashing?
Yeah, hold on. I'll take care of this.
All right, I'm crashing in more ways than one. All right, so I'm going to take my light meter. This is a Sekonic 308XU. I'm going to set it at 250. I'm going to set it at 100 ISO, just like the camera. Then I'm going to point my meter at the light, and I'm going to fire the flash. And it tells me the reading, 2.87. That's not F8. Right? So I got to turn it up. Let's see. How many stops is that? 2-ish?
Back up, but I lost your shots.
I'm taking, oh, you lost my, all right. Oh no, we went to 5.6, didn't we? Yeah, good thing you guys are paying attention.
You guys can take chairs off the stack. You don't have to be like weird in the back.
So I'm using this, it seems like I'm just playing a video game over here, but I'm just using this to control the light so I don't have to keep bringing it up and down. 6.3. I'm just going to dial it up and down until I get 5.6. There we go. Perfect. Now we're at 5.6. I know, the anticipation here is killing, right? So I'll put this back on top of the camera. Again, it's not acting as a flash. I'll even turn it this way, just so you guys get the gist of it. And we're going to make a shot. This is going to be our initial shot to see what our light looks like. All right, don't screw it up. All right, she's ready. She's a pro. All right, here we go. I'm shooting horizontal today to be cool. Oh, she's got that right. There we go. Right. Oh, what happened? Okay, hold on. We're changing something.
You have the AF assist on.
Oh, the AF assist. Okay. All right. Oh, that's not a bad place. Okay, so we've got light, right? She's lit. The background's lit a bit, right? We've got a dark gray background, which just about matches the color of her dress. I did that on purpose. When you master the inverse square law the way that I do, you could do that as well. All right. No?
Jeez, man.
Oh, sorry. Okay, we've got a nice, kind of hard light, right? We can see if we look at the shadow pattern, like around her lips, it's showing nice shadow, nice shape to her face. It brings in her cheekbones. Everything looks good, right? We're gonna want to. We got a longish lens. It's compressing. It looks pretty decent, nice and simple. Coming in, I think what we'll do is we'll work your chin up a smidge. Now, remember the light is kind of at this angle, right? Mm-hmm. So that the top part of her head is going to be brighter than the bottom part of her just by the nature of it. So if we can work her position slightly, just a little bit, I think, just to kind of work with that. Yeah, there we go. Let me bring it back a smidge. There we go. Let me change my focus spot. There we go. There we go. A little test. All right, and now we're going to bring this in, right? And now it's a bit more even. See? So we want to think about that. But see how nicely this light kind of brings in the cheekbones and the shape of her face, and everything looks kind of powerful and, simple. All right, thanks for coming, guys. I mean, that was pretty good. Yeah. No? No? Okay, all right.
We need momentum, buddy.
All right, we need momentum. Okay, so here we go. All right, so we want to fill this in a little bit, right? We've got a little bit more shadow than I definitely want, right? Because even though we have the shadow, it's very dramatic and it kind of looks good. What we want to do is make sure we have detail, because detail is going to be important later if we want to do retouching and stuff. Retouching is something you're going to want to do to a beauty shot. We still want to get it as good as possible, but we know we're going to want to get in there. So we want to get detail in our shadows. So in order to do that, we need to use fill. There's a lot of different ways we could do that. One of the most common ways is a reflector. Yeah. So we've got high quality reflectors here. Handcrafted. No, I think this is good. Yeah, handcrafted reflector. Oh, you're gonna hold it and everything? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
She knows the jokes.
whenever you put anything in front of the model, they take it, right? All right. So. Okay. So when we're using a reflector, we want to make sure that it's obviously the light's hitting it, which it is. Okay. And it'll bounce the light back. So let's just see what it does. That's silver, about waist high. We'll see how that works. Kind of bring it in. Focusing, good, good, nice. There we go, right? Nice and clean. Fills in under the chin nicely. Right, we've got a little fill there. We still see the shape there, right? I know what you're saying. That's too easy, right? All you need is reflector. We can use white, see the difference?
It's so versatile.
It's so versatile, it has two sides. There we go. That's right, the white has a little bit more of a smile, right? She's like, yeah, it's white, so I'm smiling. No, actually, what happened? We lost what?
You lost your tether.
Oh, man. What is going on with my tether? It turns it black and white. It's so weird. I don't know what happened there. Man, I keep crashing here.
Yeah,
I wonder why.
we have to restart your computer.
We may have to restart my computer. All right. Do you have any jokes or anything you want to tell? Actually, that could be dangerous. We've tried that before.
See, all your images are gone.
Oh. What? Those beautiful images?
Did you set up a folder somewhere?
Well, yeah, it should be on the desktop.
Where? Clean
Right
up?
there. No. Oh, no.
That's what I'm saying. There's no.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
Here, right here, capture,
Yeah.
and there's your CRs, but I don't have.
It's not saving it in the thing.
It's not bringing it back up as an import. So they're in there. There's not
Okay.
as an import.
We'll get them back at the end if we need them. All right, we're going to try this again, guys. We're having a crash. There's nothing like a good crash. White reflector. What's good, actually, I'm intentionally just deleting them all as we go. That way we only have one good one at the end. We're not really. Seth's doing computer stuff.
I'm sorry, man.
That's okay. I'm standing here. I'm just hanging out,
Yeah.
doing my thing. Any questions?
Look, get back to that.
They're perfect. Okay. All right, let's try a white reflector. Good, good, good. Nice. Right? White's nice, right? White comes in, white fills it a little bit less. Okay? What's going on here?
Yeah, sun's up.
There we go. Okay. So if we look at the difference here, right? We can see that the white is filling a little bit less. So it kind of comes down to how much you want to fill in, right? How dramatic you want your difference to be, right? You've got, let me show all three of them. You've got no reflector, right? You've got white, and then you've got, I'm sorry, you have silver, and then you have white. You see? And this kind of comes down to the mood that you want to project, right? This one's a little bit, the no reflector at all is a little bit more moody, a little bit more funky, right? We've got the silver, which is kind of more clean, right? A little more pretty. And then we've got the white, which is kind of, nobody wants to use white. Don't use white on beauty, really. You know, it's all or nothing, right? You're either gonna punch them with the shadows or you're gonna fill them in. Like this in between, nah, we don't want that, right? So we can automatically be like, even though there's two sides to the Brooklyn reflector, we're only using one side, right? Bushwick.
Wow.
No, that's in Brooklyn, right? That's in Brooklyn, isn't it?
All right, move forward.
All right, I'm moving forward. All right. I'm not from Brooklyn.
Yeah, no kidding.
I have been to Coney Island before, though, and it was very nice. Okay. All right, so that's a softbox, right? So it's nice. Nice and simple. If we want to get even more dramatic, I think we want to get dramatic. Dramatic? Yeah, she's down. Tal's like, dramatic, let's do it. We could switch our modifier, right? Modifiers make a difference. We do a lot of stuff. Like we do these demos and we try to do as much as possible with the stuff that we show you because we're trying to show you how versatile you can be and learn stuff. But there is a reason why there's different types of equipment, right? And different things are kind of better or good at different stuff. A softbox is very versatile like this. We can do a lot of stuff. But for this kind of thing, being that it's beauty, we might want to use a beauty dish. That's right. Now, the beauty dish is going to be punchier, right? This is a beauty dish for people who don't know. This is a silver one. It's fitted with the grid currently. Now it's not fitted with the grid. Beauty dish has in the center a deflector. What that's all about is beauty dishes are meant to be used close, right? If you were to take this with no deflector, just a hard reflector and put it in close, it would make a hot spot in the center where the flash was. This is going to make it even out, right? It's going to spread it out and make it more even. That's what we want this for. What's that? Yeah, well, the dent helps a lot too, and also the brown tape. So this beauty dish is older than dirt. I can't even tell you when I bought this thing. It's silver. A silver beauty dish versus a white beauty dish. The silver one is going to be more specular. So we didn't talk about specular yet, but we're going to now because never a demo goes by that I don't use the word specular. Specular has to do with your highlights, right? The bright stuff. So specular is the opposite of diffused. Specular things, the highlights pop. They're brighter. Silver beauty dish is going to have a brighter highlight than a white one. A white one's going to be more diffuse. So if I'm shooting something super shiny and I don't want it to be super shiny, then white would be better for me, right? But I want her to be shiny because it's beauty. We want to have that pop, right? For the what? We'll use the Magnum. Stop chumming the. See, the online chat is already, they got the thing. We use the Magnum at the end. That's like the big coupe de. I'm going to fit it with the grid. The grid is going to narrow our beam. The reason why I want to do this is we already said we want to make it more dramatic. I want to keep that light off the background as much as possible. The grid's going to help us do that. It's going to drop us down to 25 degrees of spread versus like about 120-ish. What it is going to mean, though, is that we're not really going to be able to use the reflector to fill because we're not going to have any place to bounce the light back from. So we're going to have to really work. Well, not really.
Is it 24 or 22?
Grid, beauty is 22 inches. Yeah, this kind of standard beauty dish size is 22 inches. There are other size beauty dishes, but, you know, whatever. I don't know. If you're like the beauty dish person and you want to have all the different sizes, have at it. I'll stick with the 22. All right, so I'm going to fit this to the front of the light, just like any other modifier. And just like any other modifier, I'm going to put it close. So I think in this case, I'm actually going to have you take a half step forward towards the light. There you go. And I'm going to go like this, and I think I'm going to tilt it down a bit. This thing is really lopped. Okay, good. Can you spin this for me, Seth? Sorry.
What's up?
I want to tip it down more.
You want to go down?
Yeah. So we're just going to tip it down a bit more. One, to keep it off the background, and two, to give us any hope of having any kind of bounce. But also, I want to shape the light, right? The flatter the light is to my subject, the less shadow I'll have on her face, because the shadow will go behind her, right? I kind of want the shadow to come down, because I want to shape that.
Put this on right. There you go.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing was holding it back.
And that might help too.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, we got to tighten things, Daniel.
I don't tighten things. I feel like that's so much work. You're just going to untighten it eventually, or loosen it, as the kids say. All right. That seems safe, right?
Oh.
Now, a beauty dish is a hard reflector, so you don't want a hard reflector to fall on you because it's hard. So, run if it starts to fall. Okay, let's see. She looks good. I'm going to zoom back a bit. For beauty dishes, you're supposed to shoot about 100 millimeters. I just totally made that up. I should just say things like that just to see if people catch it, but I don't want to be that person. All right, so here we go. Is my arm long enough? No. Okay. I'm going to meter it again. Why? Because I changed my modifier, right? My modifier is going to adjust, is going to affect the amount of light. About half a stop up. Plus you came closer to it. Again, I'm just using this to bring it down. Perfect. 5/6. This probably could be doing nothing. You guys would never know. I just go like this. So you think that it's doing something. It doesn't actually do anything. What is that thing he has? Okay, so now we're 5/6 again. We want to always keep our light changing and keep our camera the same. We always want to leave our camera set where it is, because if I start messing with my camera settings, then I might start bringing in light from the environment. If I'm using multiple lights, it could affect it. So it's better to always change your light versus your camera. Okay, here we go. Coming in, I'm going to focus a bit. So with this one, yeah, actually start like that, which is going to be the shadow. It's going to be, yep, more shadowy than we like. What's that?
Grid's on,
Yeah, because the grid. So she's more straight to me now, right? So she's getting very dense shadow, right? Because this now amplifies the thing I said earlier. The angle of the light's very important. In order to get light into her beautiful eyes, she's going to have to work her chin up pretty severely, which is why a lot of beauty shots you see like in magazines for perfume or makeup or whatever, you're looking up their nose because they're angling to the light. So we'll look up your beautiful nose. Yeah, there we go. Good, good, good. Let me actually adjust my tripod, which I don't know how to do. That's good. Perfecto. Okay, focusing. Here we go. See, now we're getting light in there, right? It's all about the angle of her face to the light, right? This is like, well, it's not in the right spot, Daniel. And this is like, oh, there it is, right? We're adjusting, right? We're moving her face to match the light, because you can move your light or you can move your subject, right? Moving the camera doesn't really make a difference in this case. That makes sense so far? Right? Simple? Yes? Good, right? Beauty dish, boom, easy, right? Now we've got this thing, and look at what color is the background now. It's black, right? Actually, I'm gonna do this. Ah. How do you? There we go. It's control does that, right? So control, boom, there we go. Okay, so we've got the gray background, right, with the softbox spreading more on the background. No reflector here, so the kind of apples to apples. A little bit more spread, right? We're hitting the background with it. A little bit here, we've got almost a black background, right? Because none of the light is hitting the background because the grid is controlling the spread of the light. And even though she has dark hair, right? Yeah. Someday I'll learn how to use a computer. We can still make out more or less most of the outline of her hair. Why is that? Because hair is reflective, right? Hair has oils in it, right? And reflections or highlights are affected by the specularity of your light, and I'm using the silver beauty dish, which is more specular. So it's making her hair pop, right? I want that. I want that pop. I want that pop, right? That's how we do it, right? It makes sense. Every tool that you use, everything that you're using, there's a reason for it. You're not just using a beauty dish because it says beauty in the name. I mean, you are, but not really, right? I mean, that's really why you're doing it, right? There's a reason why people use it, yes?
That's for a shot without the grid.
Oh, a shot without the grid. Now, you should know that the grid costs as much as the beauty dish. So once you buy a grid, you're always going to want to use it because you spent all that money, right? I mean, but yeah, we'll do it without. Right? See, that's how that worked. That's how you demonstrate a grid. Okay, I throw it around there like it was free, and it wasn't. All right, here we go. We're going to go without the grid. The grid eats up about. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to measure it again because I don't know how much it eats. What do you think? So I have to stop and a half?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to try it. Stop and a third. Okay, he's more precise than I am. That's not unusual. 8.6. Oh, yeah. About a stop. Well, 5.6. So about a stop and a half. Stop and 5.0. So about here. Yeah.
Stop and a third.
Well, 8.6 would be a stop and a half. It would be 0.6 is a little more than half. Yeah, math, blah, blah. But I'm only going to lower it a stop and a third because I'm going to go a little hotter because I feel like it. No, I'm not. 5.62. All right, 5.6. All right, so we're going to go apples to apples. That's going to be my phrase for today. I always find one phrase that I say over and over for some reason. That's the phrase today. It is almost apple season here in New York, where you can go apple picking and stuff. That comes in the fall. All right, so this is the silver beauty dish with no grid. This is the one. Yeah, remember the chin's got to be worked up. All right, always good to get the fun shot. Oh, interesting. Well, first of all, you got to keep the chin up, as we know. But you know, it's important to always get this shot because someday when she's super famous,
You can black.
I'll release it on the cover of the National Enquirer. They still have that?
Do they still have that?
I don't know if they do or not. So let's look up towards the light. Actually, that's a little dark.
That is under.
That looks dark. So I'm going to bring it up a bit. All right, here we go. Chin up a bit. Remember, match the light. One more. We're good right there. All right. There we go. Oh, it still looks dark. What's going on?
What? That's in Group A, right?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I'm going to turn it up again. All right, I got to turn off the other ones. Okay. Turn off B because that's my other light. All right, so A, I'm going to dial this bad boy up a bit. For some reason, it's a little on the darker side.
Yeah, you're up a half stop.
All right, I brought it up half stop just to see what happens. This A1 still has the old menus, so it's killing me. Good. There we go. Oh, that's kind of nice, actually. That's almost too nice. We don't want to get too nice of a shot too early on in the demo. I'll just stop doing that. Canon sharp. Good. All right. Yeah, it looks nice, right? It's specular. It's punchy, right? And because the light's spreading, we've got the gray background now, right? It's bouncing around. So if you have a beauty dish and no grid, you know, this is your result. Yeah. So it depends on the look you're going for, right? You'll see, though, that the beauty dish versus the softbox, this is really the question that people always have, right? They're like, what's the difference? There's a softbox. Roughly the same size softbox at that. And the beauty dish. Right? I mean, I know it's not exactly the same setup, but you get the general idea. See how the softbox is a little bit smoother? The beauty dish is a little more punchier, right? See the difference? And that's why the beauty dish is $794.50. I don't know how much it goes. Okay, makes sense, right? Beauty dish, punchy, right? Controlled light, keep it close. Softbox is smoother, more elegant. So if you want to create something that has that kind of beauty feel, but you're shooting somebody that maybe isn't a model, and you know, or with the perfect skin, a softbox might be nicer because you can kind of reduce that specularity and bring down the contrast on the face. But if you're shooting Tal is a beautiful New York model, then you got to go all beauty dish all the time. So that's how we do it. She just walks around with the beauty dish, just shining light on her all day long. It's like, okay, makes sense? Simple, right? I don't know. Isn't that what people do? They walk around beauty dishes. Okay, let's do something cool though, right? Let's do something cool. This is like the beauty. So you guys came for this, and you're like, oh, there's a beauty class. Okay. All right, I got in the mail yesterday. If you follow me on Instagram, you know this. Some frames from Shamira, which I love these things. So these are, you've probably seen me use similar stuff before.
Pull that one out.
Yeah, I'll pull this one out to show it. So these are the 4-footers. If you don't know, Shamira, which I'm using earlier, is a company that more or less invented the softbox. So they make these frames called panel frames, I think, which is a very inventive name, I must say. And they collapse down, and they have various different fabrics on it. So the thing about using a softbox is or a beauty dish or anything like that is when you're using something like that, it's a very specific thing, right? If I take my softbox and I put my light in it and I move the softbox around, everything kind of moves around the same. When you light with things like panel frames, or silks from Matthews or Scrim Gems or Lasolite that Seth uses, what you're going to get is the ability to put your light in a different spot every time and to manipulate the way the frame transcends the light, right? And also you can put different fabrics. This is a full stop, so it's nice and heavy, and this one is actually a 1/4 grid cloth. So what's going to happen is it's thinner and it's grid cloth. So grid cloth is basically thin diffusion with lines that makes a grid. And what the grid does is it diffuses the light. The grid diffuses the light, right? As opposed to just hitting a piece of fabric and kind of like a bed sheet, which is what this is like. Grid cloth has a different feel to it, right? Filmmakers love this kind of stuff, but I don't see any reason why photographers shouldn't use this, and I love to use it in my work, so I said, since it just came in the mail, I'm going to use it for the beauty demo, because why not? That's what I like to do. And I also like to knock over the camera. So I did a little test earlier, because I literally just got this. And I like the 1/4 grid, which is why I have it up in the air. Now you're going to say, Daniel, that's my name, this is really big, right? So that's going to create a soft light. And that's true, it can create a soft light, but I'm going to show you how moving the panel around relative to the light is going to change that. Well, let's actually take the beauty dish out, I guess. All right, so I'm going to take this one out of here. We're done with the beauty dish, right? Everybody's happy. They're like, oh, beauty dish, hey, okay. Stay, okay. All right, so I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to get rid of this. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to move the panel frame in now. You're going to have a lot less control. When you use a large light source, you definitely lose some of the control, right? That you can't throw a grid on it and make the background black, that kind of stuff. So there is that kind of disadvantage to this kind of lighting. But depending on what you're doing, that may or may not be relevant. All right. Oh, I'm just packing up. You guys still here? No. All right. Here we go. Let's do this. So I think I'll have you like right there. That seems like a good spot. I'm going to take my panel frame and I'm going to move it in. Hopefully without trashing the camera that's on the ceiling.
Just watch the projector.
And watch the projector that's up there.
You got like a foot.
All right, we're good.
All right.
It's all good. All right.
It's all good when I got to fix it, right?
Yeah, it's fine. Nice. This is also relatively soft, so if you want to drop it on her. I'm going to put it at kind of an angle, right? Because I don't want my light to be straight up. Straight up, no, okay. I'm going to lower I'm explaining everything I'm doing like you can't see me. All right, so come behind it. That way if it falls, it doesn't hit me. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, let's see how I frame her up a bit. I may need you to just sit for this one just because I can't get enough height from the... Good, that's actually beautiful. Fantastico. I think that's Spanish, I'm not sure though, maybe, could be. Is that Spanish? Spanish? No, probably not. Okay, all right, here we go. We've got this, the light's coming down, right? No, it's not because there's no light there yet. Here's our light. I've got the Profoto D2. This guy, I'm going to turn the modeling light on so you guys can see it.
Oh, you ran over it, okay.
Yeah.
It's around the
Oh, I'm
leg, though.
sorry, I'm shining that right in your face.
It's around the leg, though,
Okay.
so just watch it.
Okay. Fix that maybe. Okay. I'm gonna leave the modeling light on so you guys can see. What we're gonna do is we're gonna raise this up. And I'm keeping it a little bit further back now, right? So that I can cover the entire cloth. And also the ceiling at that. No, that's just bouncing up, I think. So by covering the entire cloth, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a soft light, right? Because now our light source is this big, 4 feet. And even though I know things look bigger when you're watching them online and stuff, her head is not 4 feet. I can guarantee people here can tell you maybe 2 feet, but it's not 4 feet. 3 feet, maybe, yeah. We're not sure. I should measure people's heads before we start, but I don't. I kind of just eyeball it. All right, so we've got this here. What are we going to do now? We're going to meter it, right?
Yeah, watch the LED light.
I'm going to watch the LED. Oh, right. Yes, thank you. For some reason, the LED light in these,
It's the flicker rate.
the flicker rate in these Profoto LED modeling lights can sometimes mess with the light meter, this particular light meter for some reason we have discovered. 8.8. Not bad. That's pretty good. It's not what we want, but it's not bad. So we want to bring it down a stop. Yeah, an 8. 1.8 stops roughly. I'm just finessing it. We like to finesse things. There we go. All right, 5.6, right? That's our exposure. Now, I could and should just do a quick frame without the flash to make sure that modeling light's not affecting anything. I can tell it's not, though. Oh, it's not even on.
No. There you go.
This may actually be the very first time I've ever used an A1 as a remote. Like this. I know, this is basically Seth territory here. All right. There we go, right? Nice and soft, right? Beautiful, creamy, if that. Still has some direction to it though, right? Right? Nice and soft, right? Is it soft? You guys see that? Yeah? You guys are like, yeah, it's soft, I know. Right. This is kind of your basic shot. Let's make it a little bit. Should we do negative fill?
Oh, you want to pull away? I think you need to go up a little bit.
What, the light you're saying?
No, the exposure.
Oh, yeah, you think it's too dark? Okay. All right, I'll bring it up a bit. Wow, okay. I normally like to overexpose a bit, but I think...
You want a flag or a piece of foam core?
Let's do a flag. There we go. We're going to pump the exposure a bit. Now, if we want to add some contrast here, we're going to do a little bit of negative fill. We'll see how well this looks here. So this is a flag. 2 of them, actually.
Oh,
No, that's okay. We can use 2 flags. We're going to bring this in. I need a volunteer.
you want to group it?
Well, just have her hold it for now. I feel like I'm in volunteer mode. We've reached that part, so we're going to hold it.
Under?
Yep. We're going to, yep, close. Bring it in nice and close. Yep. There we go. You're being negatively filled. Good. There we go. All right. Not bad. A little bit. See a little bit. Not much, though, because the floor here is already dark. That's not going to do much. Okay. So what we're going to do to add contrast is we're going to do the other thing that I said we could do, right? Which is we're going to shape the light. Instead of filling our entire, thank you. Instead of filling our entire frame with light, making this giant source, we're going to manipulate where the light falls on our frame, thus creating kind of a different source. So I'm going to bring it in closer, and I'm going to bring it down. And I might need you to help me, Seth, actually. I want to tip it forward. Let's see if I can do it without killing myself. Oh, no, there we go. I got it. Yeah, okay. I'm going to tip it forward. There we go. There we go. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm so feeble. I can't. Can you
Say I'm so feeble.
I'm very feeble.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
No, you're alive, right?
Well, listen, I gotta. Yeah. Okay.
Look at that view.
Phew. Oh, that is a good view.
There you go.
There it is. All right, so now the light is filling just part of the surface, right? You could also do this by putting a grid on the light. We could put a beauty dish on there for all that. We could do a lot of different things, right? I'm just going to do this because it's simpler, and we're going to read it again. So clearly I moved the light closer, so it should be a bit brighter. We can make that assumption. Does it feel brighter? It does, right? Yeah, stop and a half brighter right there. That's how you turn it off. Okay. Oh, we know that we wanted it a bit brighter, right? Oh, no, it actually seems fine. It's working. I don't know if this modeling light affects it as much. I'm going to overexpose. Remember we turned it up a bit because we thought it looked too dark based on the reading? I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to actually overexpose. I'm at 5.5. And we'll just see what it looks like. Because part of it is just getting the feel that you want. Okay, here we go. Good. Okay. One more. And that was a really good one too. Only we saw it though. Are we like not getting a connection here? There we go. That'll be a good one. Perfect. All right, here we go. Forget that you guys saw that one. And you gave me such good ones too. There was really good ones you guys missed. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Boom, right, there we go. Right? Now we've got the contrast, right? Nice and soft, but we're adding this contrast because it's popping in, right? We're getting that nice contrast there. Still, it's really smooth. In fact, you can even see we're getting even a little bit of like darker corners a bit too. Like we're kind of bringing in the light, right? Because we're controlling where it falls on the subject. Right? You see that? You see how it makes sense how we're adding the contrast? And we can basically move this around, you know, however we want. We can move it, the whole thing closer to her. Let's do that too. That's just the kind of person I am. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I don't have another, we'd have to sandbag. I'm just going to move this and we'll slide the stand forward. Oh, okay.
You could sandbag it.
Yeah, probably should do that anyways, but. Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Good job, Tal. All right. Yes, that sandbag is very sandy. Thank you. I appreciate that.
The original dust.
All right. Zooming in. Huh. I either became taller or you became shorter or something happened here. Okay. Nope, the opposite of that. Okay, I moved it closer to you. Physics. There we go. Good, good, good. All right, so chin up a smidge. There we go. All right, finding my focus spot here. That's beautiful. There we go. Good. There we go. Right? Oh, a little hot. A little hot, right? Not a lot hot though, but a little hot. So when I'm like this, one of the easiest things to do is go in here and grab the exposure slider and just bring it back a bit and see where you like it. Yeah. All right. 0.12, so that's like nothing. I'm gonna basically dial it. I'm gonna dial it down 0.2. Let's try one more. Looking all beautiful. There we go. All right, focusing. Good, good, good. Chin, go up in this way. There we go, perfect right there. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. Hold, focusing. Good, 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 good. Here we go. There it is, right? Now we're getting shaped, beautiful light, but it's still really, really creamy on the skin. Like, look at how beautiful that skin is. Where's the hand? I do have the hand, okay. See how beautiful the highlights are on the skin? It's punchy, right, but we're not losing detail on the highlights. It's not overblown in the highlights because we have this grid cloth that's spreading the light out in a really beautiful manner, even though the light's punchier now. The only downside to this, like I said, is we can't control the light off the background. So In these situations, if you want the background control, you're not going to get that. But you definitely have, the ability to shape the light better. Does that make sense so far? All that makes sense? Okay. Cool. Let's do one more variation. I feel like we can do a variation, right? We like variations. We can actually shift the light over as well, like that. Just enough so it's right on my camera, because why don't I want it on the camera? That's exactly where it should be. You know you're doing it right when the light is like in your camera. Good, good, good. Hold. There we go. See how I did that? See how the light now is, actually it's a little darker, I should adjust that. Let me just do another shot. I moved it, I should have turned the power up. All right. One more like that. So what we're doing now is I'm able to, actually I'm even gonna put you on the other side of the frame. Just because I'm that kind of guy. Oh my God, I can't get to my buttons. Good, beautiful. That's it, bring the shoulder like this. There we go. Good, all right. See, now, even though our light is still centered on her, you see how we're bringing it more from one side? You see the angle of the shadow is coming from one side? Because can you do the overhead shot again?
So they're asking, would you be able to use a flag as a barn door to control the light in the background?
So would you be able to use a flag as a barn door to control the light in the background? If you wanted to use this system and you wanted to control the light in the background, what I would actually do is set up another background support system with a roll of black paper, and I would roll it down just over the head of the subject behind her. If you want total control, someday we'll have to do that. I'll have to do it in the studio. So if you want really total control, that's what you have to do anyways. What you really should be doing to control your background is keeping all the light off of it. And it's nearly impossible in this tiny little space here, but that's how I would do it. A flag I don't think will be enough, because you'll see that, you can see it with your eyes. If I go like this and I bring the flag up, it doesn't really cover the whole background, right? It would be very difficult to block it. But it's not a bad idea, but you would have a hard time getting it completely off the background.
How about Duvetine?
You could use Duvetine instead of black paper as well for the same thing. But you need a whole roll of it and hang it down. And you need more space. We're in a tiny space. Yeah, so this is not, you just don't do this when you want that. Other questions about this? No? Cool, we're cranking. Well, I think they just wait the whole time just for the Magnum reflector. That's basically it. Let's just do it. All right, so my favorite tool for beauty photography is the Magnum reflector. It has the coolest name.
It's going to melt your eyes out of your head.
Yeah, well, I'm going to use it with the silk first, though. It has the coolest name. It has the rippled inside. It's got a couple of dents.
It's got more than a couple of things.
It's got some dust. I've had this for a while. I sleep with it sometimes. It's very punchy. I believe that the original intent of this is for sports. If you're in a different system besides ProPhoto, look for something that's called like sports reflector or long throw reflector. It'll be similar. But basically, this is designed to amplify the light and push it forward in a very, very hard manner. So because as I stated at the beginning, beauty photography, you're often using hard light. This is my favorite hard light reflector. And I always use it for beauty. But what we're going to do is we're going to mix it up a little bit, because I'm going to put it on the light, but we're going to shoot it through the silk still.
Does the model's wardrobe affect your lighting?
Does what the model's wearing affect my lighting? Nah, not really. Not unless I'm shooting the wardrobe. Not for a beauty shot. Normally for a beauty shot, you'd probably be doing like exposed shoulders and stuff, but clearly we're in Adorama, so we can only do what we can do. Yeah, it might affect, in the sense that it could affect, like the way her chin is there, she might get color kicked back from it, but it's not really.
Say hi to Vanessa.
Hey, Vanessa. Vanessa Joy, woo. Oh, sorry. I don't know. I'm assuming it's that Vanessa. Okay.
Is there another Vanessa?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
We have celebrity viewers. All right. And Vanessa uses a Magnum reflector as well. All right, so I have now fitted the light with the Magnum reflector. We're in that stage of the shoot. I'm going to use the silk still because I feel like it. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Just like that. Wow. All right, guys, I might have to turn the stream off because this might be too good and I don't want to show it on the internet.
Oh, it better be good now, right? You understand?
Should I have shot the picture first before I said that? I might have jumped the gun on that.
It's going to be awesome. So,
Well, he's like, it's going to suck. Thanks, Seth. You're always here to be mine.
8-ball quarter pocket. Sorry.
That's how you turn it off. We already learned that once already. Apparently, if you hold it down too long, it turns off. All right, so the Magnum gave me about almost 2 more stops of light. So. I think for this, because it's going to be very specular, I'm going to go back to 5.6 instead of 5.6 and a half. And we'll see what we get. And I think the contrast of it will be sufficient to give us shape to the face. Let's see what we get.
Any reason you're cropping your head?
Any reason I'm cropping her head? Because I feel like it.
Everybody comments on
Yeah, I know. They love that. The more people comment about me cropping the head, the more I crop it. Because that's the kind of guy I am. You know, I read once in a photo book that if you crop off the top of their head, people looking at it might not know they have a top of their head. Oh my God, you got to show it.
It's like, oh, the brain's just exposed. They don't want to know. It's like, what's the rest of this image? I can't make it out.
What could it possibly be?
Scalp, possibly some hair. I don't know.
There it is. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Good, good, good. Oh, okay. No, I should have kept it at 5.6 and a half, I guess. Yeah. Look at how beautiful that is. It's just a little bit dark.
It's actually a
before and
combination
after.
of pretty much everything you just did until now.
Yeah, it's a combination. That's it. That's how I do things.
You luck out. No, you-
I am tremendously lucky. All right, here we go. Let's go this way. Yeah, do like. All right, sorry. I had to get the last. It's always good to get the fun stuff. Okay, but actually, that's actually not terrible either. Like, I mean, even if you look away, but it would, yeah, go do like a full on. Be like, do like. Exactly. The blue steel. There you go. There, that's it. Perfect.
There you go.
That's it right there, right? Actually, this is very forgiving. I kind of like this now. This might be my new favorite thing. However,
Let's try bounce.
yeah. Well, hold on. I will add the bounce in a second. Come on, we got it. You got it. We can't give it to him too fast.
It's only 6 o'clock.
All right. I'm sorry.
It's already 6 o'clock.
Yeah, straight at me is good. Do like the shoulders back to narrowed. Good. There you go. All right, good. Should I show the top of the head for one of them just to be nice? I'm not going to do it.
I didn't hear what you said.
It's not like I don't have a microphone on. No, I was trying to decide if I should show the top of your head just for the people online because I know they love the top of your head.
Here it is.
Yeah, the top of your head is so good. Oh my God.
That's where the connection is.
Yes, that's what it is.
You understand that?
I'm going to cut off just a little bit of it just to be.
My model's the full cranium, bro.
All right, there we go. Looking this way. That's beautiful, powerful. Let me throw some adjectives out there. Never adverbs. Never use adverbs. All right, so we've got a nice clean shot. I do agree with Seth, though. It's weird, though. It's kind of, it's
not
favoring
shaky,
one.
it's like-
Yeah, it's favoring one side, though.
It's hard.
Why is it?
Just over and
Yeah,
to
we
the
got to.
side or-
Yeah, let's have you step.
No, but it's good like that. So keep the shape on that side and then fill in.
Step here.
No, Seth likes it that way. All right, let's go back.
I'm just saying.
No, okay, let's do the fill. You want to sell your reflectors. Seth makes these reflectors. They're artisanal reflectors.
Artisanal.
All right.
Dan
No,
just
no.
gives you stupid stickers, but you know.
Yeah. But Seth has artisanal reflectors.
Like this.
Oh, that is actually nice.
Yeah.
Geez, kid, you got some potential. There we go. You kind of got that, like, beauty look. Oh my God, what are we doing today? All right, so, right, we're filling in, right, again, we're using the silver, right? We're matching specular to specular, right? We don't, like white, we want to fill it in nicely. Let's try the white, though, just because. No, I know. Would you like to do it anyways? Because somebody right now is going, the whiter be better. See, the white's good for smiles. See? Perfect. All right. Good. Here we go. Focusing. Beautiful like that. Hold on. Checking my focus. Good. Yeah, the white sounds good. Definitely like the silver, right? Silver's better, right? It gives us the specularity. It gives us the shape, right? I kind of want to get it more centered on it, though. I'm just curious.
What if you get a hair light with the silver from the back?
Oh.
You think you would?
If we
right?
skip the light past it, we could do it.
Skip it out. But if you could do like right there, you see the shine?
Yeah, let's try it.
You want to do it?
Yeah, well, you know how we could do that. Okay, yeah, this is good. I like it. Let's just do this, and then if it's not enough, then we'll try something else because I have a plan.
Just curious.
I'm the man with a plan.
Just curious. Yeah.
Look at that hair.
Yeah.
It's vibrant, but let's do this. Here's another thing you can do.
Such full hair.
I know, her hair is great. Okay, so I'm always Joseph.
There's a scalp, but I can't tell because you keep cropping it.
Hold on, here we go. Watch this. I'm gonna go like this.
Are you gonna burn this freaking silk? What are you doing?
No, I'm gonna actually. I want to skim it past so you can. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna let the edge of it.
Oh, you want to do 3-point lighting with one light?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
This is video 100. Can you grab it over there? Is that enough, or we need more?
Hold on, let me get out of this.
All right. So what we're doing here, guys, is we're gonna actually let some of the light creep. Is that enough, or you need more? How's that?
Can you catch it, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's there.
Yeah, it's on those shoulders.
Yeah.
Although I should be over here.
Good. Here we go.
Should I duck so you see my scalp?
No, you're good. They got the one shot. They should be happy.
Yeah, so
Your hair is so luxurious.
it's nailing into the hair to get the texture up. Because
Yeah.
it makes a hard light, so it makes hard texture.
Yeah, so what we're doing here, guys, right, is, again, this is, we're letting some of the light creep past the reflector. We could probably do even more. Let's do a lot so they can
You
really
can
see it.
actually do it from,
Yeah, let me do it like this.
I don't know if I'm in your frame.
I'm gonna creep it even more. I'm gonna really exaggerate it. All right, so this is gonna allow us to, yeah,
that.
yeah, there you go.
See that?
Yeah, let me see.
See it, right?
No, yeah, right there. It's just low on her. Oh wow, your hair is like,
I know, right?
it's so shiny.
You're so healthy looking.
Oh, that's great.
You must take showers.
Okay, so what we're doing is we're letting some of the light, right, creep, right? You can probably see it if I stand here. You see the hard lights on my face, and then I'm in the soft light. We're letting it come over here, and by doing that, we've got bare light over here. We're not losing the 2 stops or whatever through the silk, and we're able to play with it and give us more reflection, right? Just another thing you can do. Simple, right? We could get even more of it by raising the light up. I mean, there's lots of different ways to do it. I did a whole video on this many years ago. All right. That make sense? That's pretty good. I don't know if we can do better than that. What do you think? Can we do better than that? Yes? Really? Do you want to add another light? Should we add more lights? Because, you know, when you use more lights, we get paid more, right? I feel like we could use one more light.
I wonder if you just did on-camera film.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
But you have to raise
No,
everything.
I'm not
have
going to
to
use an
raise-
on-camera fill. I'm not an on-camera fill kind of guy. I know that you like it.
Listen, it's not my fault they don't like doing things properly.
No, I don't like on-camera fill. However, I'll do on-access fill. So let's say we want to fill light and we want to do it with the flash. And let's say you also happen to have another one of these panels over here because you're like, I have another panel. We can actually put it right here. Oh, you know what?
Oh,
They actually make clips to clip them together. Like, sorry guys, next week I'll come back with the clips. We'll put it on the stand, Jim. That's unfortunate.
what are you gonna hang the B1 off of this?
Yeah.
So let me get that one.
Yeah, I'll just go like that.
Because that has a post, right?
Yeah. It's got a post. Is it tall enough?
No, I'm gonna use this one. 'cause
No, that's
it's
fine.
not
That'll hold it.
load-bearing.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna put this basically right here. There's a lot of ways you can do this. You could put this behind you, and actually, if you had the proper clips, you literally can clip them together. But I do not have the clips because they're sitting in my studio.
I got it.
And I specifically ordered the clips, but I was like, I won't need the clips today. The thing you don't have is the thing you always need. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a fill light on axis. What that means is, it means that it's coming from the same direction as the camera. That means any shadows that that fill light creates will go behind. Because you don't want your fill light to look obvious, right? So it's gonna fill every single shadow from the front without looking like, you know, like it's throwing its own shadows. Okay, and we're just gonna use the, okay, let's get a slide over a smidge.
You want to go bare?
Yeah, we just bounce it. I mean, this is a full silk, so go right into it.
Well, it's good.
Yeah. We should just back it up to here and just whack it.
That's basically.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going vertical. I know, it's crazy. You know what happens when you go vertical? Sometimes you see the top of someone's head. It's weird. All right, we're looking. All right, I'm just gonna set up the vertical shot
It's
first.
almost like people are offended by it. It's so strange.
That's not turned on, right? I'm just gonna.
Not turned on. This is turned on.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It's on 3A.
All right. Well, I have it turned up. Hold on. Did I just turn it off?
Yeah.
On now?
On.
Okay, good.
You want the monolith?
Oh no, I'm not gonna start it yet. I just want to shoot vertical first to make sure that I like it. Sometimes we have to give people verticals. You know, they like verticals. Good, good, good. Oh yeah, vertical's nice.
Oh.
That's groovy.
Where's her skull?
Still not gonna show the top of her head. All right, so we got the vertical shot. Now we're gonna set up our on-axis fill. What we're gonna do here is, oh, I should have done it that way, okay. Oh, you're gonna just do
This
math.
is a full stop off. That's a full stop, right?
More powerful, isn't it? This is a stop, yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off my B light, and I'm gonna turn on my A light.
No, you just, there you go.
Yep, there we go. And this is my fill light. I want my fill light to be maybe a stop and a half under, so I'm just gonna meter it.
What just happened?
I lost the light meter.
You lost the light meter?
Well, it was dangling and now it became this thing.
Oh, it's right there.
Oh, there it is.
See, Gavin makes his red.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know, Gavin is Gavin.
I put pink tape on it for you.
I appreciate that. All right, so we're going to meter our fill light. We're going to try to get about 2.8.5 with it. We'll see. We'll get 2.8 with it. Get 2.8 with it. All right, so we're about 2.8 on the fill, right? So we'll take a shot. 2.8's about 2 stops less than 5.6. Math people hate when I say about, because it's exactly 2 stops less. All right, so we'll take the dark shot. Okay, nice, perfect. That's the before shot, and then if you add my preset that I sell for 57 cents online, you can get a great shot. I kid. All right, I'm gonna turn back on my key light. I'm just gonna go for it. Boom. There she is, all filled in.
Nice.
You gotta go like this after we do that, go. All right, let's try that again. All right, here we go. Well, she's gonna snap. He didn't snap.
That looks great.
There you go, right? Simple.
Look, we can tell that the lights were fired because I can see them in the grip stand.
And look, a catch light. Right, but now that's filled in. Right now we have total control over that shadow. So let's say that we're like 2 stops. I know that's a lot. I only like 1 stop. I can come over here. My light was at 6.2. I'll change it to 7.2. I don't have to remeter it now because I can just turn the light up a stop. Good, good, good. And now I'm filling my shadows in a bit more, right? Now I'm more filled in, a little flatter, right? If you like the flatter light. See the difference? And you can somewhere in the middle. We're gonna walk through the setup one more time because, all right, here we go. This is the one. This is your passport photo. Oh, she's smiling. That's happy. She's making a funny face. Now she's getting the serious face. She's like, oh, these are the faces I make when I pose and model in front of people. These are the shots. This is the one. Right? All right, so what's nice about having the fill light is that she can move around wherever and we're gonna be able to, she doesn't have these harsh shadows, right? She's got freedom to move. So if you're shooting a subject that you want to have them move and stuff, having this kind of on-axis fill is great because it fills. It's in the name. It's weird, right? They name stuff so accurately. Should we do the color balance after I just probably paid $3 for this?
Come on.
We're not gonna do it. Who wants a color balance chart?
You should have done it from day one.
I bought a color balance chart to show you guys for $3, but yeah. Okay, what was the question? There was a question. Boy, your hair is really, we gotta do a hair thing. We're gonna do another hair one, just specifically on your hair. You've been hired. She does hair product stuff all the time, probably. All right, you ready? This is your passport photo, so get good.
What did you just?
Why is this jiggling so much? These Colorado tripods are great. That's it, that's it. That's it. No, I don't have too much stuff to go through the customs. I only have one bottle of liquor. Good. There we go. Yep, that's definitely passport. So, right, so with the fill light, we can move it around. Makes sense, right? And I can control it up and down. I can turn it on and off. I have it as a separate set, light. It's all good, right? Makes sense? Questions? Thoughts? Concerns? Does it make sense? Everything makes sense? It doesn't make sense at all? I'm going to go through the whole thing one more time for anybody who doesn't want to say it doesn't make sense. All right, so we've basically got two lights here, right? And what we're doing is we're creating kind of a hard-ish, right, light as our key, because the size of the Magnum reflector relative to her head is about the same size, but because I'm hitting this silk, when the light hits the silk becomes the source, right? And if I stand under here and I measure this, this is probably now about 2.5 feet, which is, we already know her head is not that big, right? So it's bigger, so it's soft, right? It's also a bit diffuse because we've got a silk there, but we're using a specular source behind it. So we're creating this kind of unique thing that you wouldn't get from just having either soft or hard or diffuse or specular, right? It's very particular to our setup. This is why we get the big bucks over here, right? Anybody can walk in with a softbox, but you're creating something special, right? And that's all fine and good, right? So we have that set up, and I'll turn off the other light for now. And remember, we had this. What's that?
Differences in different price points on scrims.
I have no idea what this costs, to be honest with you. I can't remember.
I think
A frame with a fabric is probably around the same price as a softbox, maybe a tiny bit more. And then additional silks are not that expensive. I think they're somewhere in the $40 range for a silk. It depends on your system. Better systems are going to have cleaner, nicer silks. I like the Schmira one. Lassolite also makes, that's what Seth really likes. Scrim Jim as well. The thing about the Schmira that's really nice is that if you use their soft boxes, it's the same fabric. So now you're dealing with the same, you know. Beautiful, beautiful. So this is a little bit punchier. Boom, right? That's just the one light, right? We've got the shadow, we have the mood. She's like little evil, whatever. Well, you look a little evil on that one. Let's be not so evil. Do actually your chin up a little bit like this. Yeah. So again, with this, with no fill, we're going to want to really watch where her chin is, right? See how much nicer that is? Her chin's up. When her chin's up, it changes the direction of the light. Right? See the difference? So if I'm going to have somebody be more action-packed, if they're going to move around, more dynamic, I need my thesaurus, then maybe I want to use a fill light, because maybe I like this first shot, right? But that's it's a bit much. You know, the shadow maybe doesn't match unless you're doing something really moody. That shadow doesn't necessarily match if she wants to move around and laugh and stuff like she was doing earlier. So for that, we want to fill in the shadow and have control over that. So what I did was I set up a second light here, and we're putting it on axis, meaning it's coming directly from the front. Well, you know, because that's where the camera is. And when I say front, I mean front at the camera position, not the front of her, because, you know, that matters. Simple, same thing. I have another light behind it. Currently, it's about a stop under, you know, metered. So when I turn that on, and I come in, I can still do that chin up niceness, right? But then I can also have her bring her chin down, and the shadow will be more filled in. And you can see how that versus that, right? It's filled in, right? It's more forgiving for her to move around and stuff. So if you want to do that, you're there. This, with the chin up, almost becomes a little bit not as interesting because it's too filled, right? So, but now I have both options, right? When she wants to do more moody and chin up, right? I can actually turn the light on and off pretty easily. Now, I should have adjusted my exposure as well because obviously adding another light brings more exposure. So I think this one's a little hot, but for the matter of this example, it's fine. Like that'd probably be proper, right? Make sense? Got both options, right? I've got my fill light, I got my key light. I have them on two different groups. I can turn them on and off. I can adjust them up and down as desired, depending on who's standing in front of me, depending on the mood that I want to create. That's the advantage of a controlled, active fill light, as they say, versus a reflector, which is you can't. You can't tweak it as easily. Make sense? Cool. Other questions? This is the time to spit it out. We got it, right? We've got her for 10 more minutes. Nothing. You guys feel fulfilled? You're feeling like, oh, this is pretty good. Yeah.
Are these pretty hot, the lights, the custom lights?
Is it hot? It's hot in here, isn't it?
Doesn't feel as hot.
Yeah, she doesn't feel as hot. No, that's not hot. It's a modeling light. I think it's an LED, actually.
It's an LED, yeah. And that's the heavy one.
Yeah.
It's a 1,000 watt second light.
Yeah, it's not. You can turn it on and off. I just turn it on so you guys can really see it. Normally, after a while, I usually turn my modeling lights off because I get used to them not being on because you just get used to where the flash falls. Or if you're using a speed light, see, I brought that back in, you might not have the modeling light, right? So it's good to get used to kind of understanding where light's falling without having the modeling light. And if I didn't have a modeling light, what I could do is, let me turn the modeling light off. That didn't do anything. There we go. What you could do is you could actually just like look, I usually look through the camera, and then you just fire the lights, and you actually can get a sense for where the light's falling, right? You can actually, it's not perfect, but you get a sense for where it's falling. So I usually do that a few times before I just start shooting randomly, kind of get yourself a sense of where, you could also squint and do it, just because, when you're squinting, you look more like you're doing something, you're like, oh, this is, you can do this, this is always good, that kind of stuff. I find looking through the camera makes, although I guess with the mirrorless camera, you can't look through the camera and do that. It doesn't work as well, but it depends on the frame rate of the camera. But with the regular SLR, you can totally look through the camera. But that's a good way to see where the light's falling, especially if you're throwing light like patterns and stuff in the background. Just kind of look, study it, and pop it. Your eyes will, it takes usually a couple times for your eyes to see where it's falling, but you'll see it. Other questions?
So is it only ideal for like one subject, or like if you do multiple subjects, the light would be far off, or how is it? If they're like more
Right, so if you had more than one subject, well, it really depends on what you want it to look like. If you were shooting a beauty shot with two subjects, like let's say that we had a good-looking guy. Okay, good. I was judging your height to make sure you were there. Because, okay, come stand with, introduce yourself. This is Tal.
Hi, Edgy. It's a pleasure meeting you.
What is your name?
Edgy, Edgemundo.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm not going to repeat that. Okay, good. Very good. All right, so we're going to look, right? So you're going to be relatively close together, even though you don't know each other. Don't worry, this is all professional. Come this way a little bit. Yep. You're going to go like this. Nope, the other way. Yep. And then you're going to come, and you're going to be like, yeah, you're going to be like, yeah, pretend like you're, you're like, oh my God, your hair is so luxurious. All right, and I'm going to go like this.
Is this an awkward prom photo? What
I'm trying to look relaxed today.
Okay. All right. So yeah. All right. So here we go.
Talking.
Yeah. No. So what you have to do is you remember that you are prettier than she is. That's your motivation. So get in there. You're just like, right. So.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So just getting close. It doesn't really matter. This is just a show. So this kind of light actually spreads out pretty far. Going a little closer, because what's funny is in life, people will stand like this and they think they're really close together, but you are so far apart.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was thinking.
Yeah. I didn't say touch her. Jeez.
Okay,
All right,
I
go
don't know.
on.
I'm trying to-
Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. There we go. All right, so here we go. He's looking good. He's like, aha, I'm a model now. I'm focusing. Actually, I'm just taking my time to make them more awkward. All right, good. Here we go. Boom. 2 people. Done. Right? This will cover 2 people, no problem. Thank you.
But
All right.
thanks
So,
for the question.
good. All right. Easy, right? Depends on your lighting. This will easily cover 2 people. If you were shooting a group of people, then it wouldn't be a beauty shot anymore. So that'd be a whole different lighting. But yeah, this is plenty for that. A beauty dish is probably not enough for 2 people. So it would really depend on how you were lighting it. Yeah. Yes.
If you have 2 subjects and their skin tones are very contrasted, someone who's very dark and versus someone who's very pale, would you have to light them separately? So have 2 sets.
So if the skin tone is very different, would you have to light them separately? Not really. Arthur,
I mean, dark skin tones is really
come become model. We need another good-looking dyed. All right. So if you're photographing people in contrasting skin tones, you're kind of more. Do we have a paler person in the audience? Step out for 1 second. We're going to drop you out because you're in the middle. Yeah. Where we go. So we've got more contrast here, right? All right. Come. Here. So Assuming that as long as the light is falling on them is the same, then they should in theory look the way that they look, right? And as long as you want people to look the way they look, which you probably should, then we should be all right, right? You guys look so serious. All right. I mean, she is further from the light, right? I mean, you know, she's showing. Some people are a little more reflective, right? So you actually are looking a bit brighter. You're also more in the center of the light. So in this case, I might go like this. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, come in again. Let's try another one.
Well, you're just evening it out.
Yeah, we're just evening it out. Yeah, there we go. Not really changing much, right? Good. I think the overall exposure is a little bit hot, but yeah, I mean, there you go.
Because in
Right?
the end, skin doesn't absorb
Yeah.
light. It's still just skin. So it's
Right.
You're reflective off the oils.
Yeah, exactly. So, right, exactly. Skin is skin, right? So the thing is that there's this kind of thing that's floating around in the photo world, which maybe 100 years from now, this will go away. That used to be that it was back in the day when there was film, right? You guys remember film, right? That you'd open up the box of film, and it would like say that if you were photographing somebody with a darker skin tone, you should adjust. And the reason why it said that is because they're assuming you're using the meter in your camera, which is a reflective meter. So a reflective meter will look at the subject in front of it and try to make it gray. So if I'm photographing a white background, it would try to make it gray. If I was photographing a black background, it would make it gray. So same thing with skin tone on people, right? Nowadays, meters and cameras are so good, it's really not an issue, right? The 3D matrix, fire wire, blah, blah, blah. USB 7, whatever, whatever. The meters are good, right? And if we're metering the light falling on a subject, right, which is the way I did it, it shouldn't really matter. You know, they should pretty much reproduce. In fact, they both look a little bit lighter than they should be here. I mean, I think the whole exposure is a bit bright. That's probably about what they look like, right? More or less. I'm looking at you. Seth's like, he doesn't know. That's like, I don't know. It's a little under. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, that shouldn't matter, right? If you're photographing people and you're metering the way I metered, right? You meter with a instant meter. You're metering the light falling on them. No matter what, tone their skin is, it should not matter, right? But you are, like I said, you're photographing the oils in their skin, so it will matter. Some people are more reflective than other people, and that might adjust, but generally speaking, it won't matter. Yes, you don't have to worry about that. The adjustment I made at the beginning was the light actually wasn't in the center. It was actually one more to one side, so I just put it in the middle. Other questions? No? Well, all right, you guys know everything. There is a test, you realize that, right? So if you have a question now, you got to, okay. No, all right. Should we do we have time for one more thing? She's got to go in 8 minutes. Can we do one thing in 8 minutes? Do you want to do one hard light? Let's do one really hard light shot, because, oh my God, should I do a light from the side?
You should do it.
Should I do a blur?
Oh, you know what, man?
No, you know what I'm going to do? Actually,
Is it my fault I do better demos?
I mean, it's not your fault, no. Let's do this. I'm going to put that there, so I'm looking for it later to remind me. Let's just use the Magnum reflector, right? Let's just go with a hard light, because Daniel likes hard light.
Break it down.
Yeah, we'll just take it out of here. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Actually, if you maybe step this way for a second, 'cause we're going to drop this out of the way. So,
Yeah, I got it.
you got it?
Walk
Okay.
walk it to me.
Okay. Perfect. All right, so we're getting rid of the silks, right? We're gonna just go with the hard light. We're gonna try to create a really dramatic portrait or beauty shot.
It's
So
gonna be like old Hollywood.
it'll be like old Hollywood.
Hollywood.
So come forward a smidge.
Awful shot.
Okay, bring your chin up a smidge.
Would you change anything
Maybe
with that
like-
last setup if
maybe
you're
like
shooting
this.
against a black background?
Yeah, like kind of up a bit, and yeah, because I want to get like, yeah, oh, is that your better angle? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Then go that way. I just want to show because what I'm doing here is I want to see. This is a hard light. It's gonna actually throw shadows from your eyelashes
Okay.
a little bit. So I want to kind of show that a little bit.
Yeah. With that last setup, would you change anything if you were shooting a black background?
In the last setup, where I change anything, I'd have to put them way further from the background if I was shooting a black background. Actually, if I was shooting that with this system that I just showed you, and you wanted the background to be black, you're gonna want to use like Duvetine as the background or black paper or something. Duvetine would be better because the light's gonna fly everywhere unless you have a really big space. Okay, this is gonna be very, very hard. Okay, you're good. I'm about to meter this, of course, because it's gonna be probably like 1 zillion. Right there. Okay. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this tripod, but it is. Hopefully the camera does not fall off before the end of the thing. There.
Screw mounts off.
Yeah, I think the screw came loose. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's got a screw loose.
Did you use a quarter to tighten it down?
I would use a quarter. Quarter 20. All right. Phew. What do you think? F22?
You think?
16 and a half.
Well, it does give you a stop.
All right, so I'm going to drop this down 3 stops, roughly. 5, 6 and a half. I think we're going to do that. I think I like shooting this bright. I have a feeling it's going to be too bright. But, you know, I do like it bright. Good, good, good. The air conditioner is finally coming on at the end of the demo. And it doesn't want to focus for some reason. I'm too close. There we go. Focusing, beautiful. Really? Doesn't want to focus now. Are you closer to me than you were before? I might be closer to, there we go. The minimum focusing distance has been achieved. Ooh, that is very hard. So this we need fill.
Well, we could just hit it from the back.
Yeah.
You want to do it from the back?
Yeah. Yep. All right. Yeah, there we go. Good. Beautiful. There we go. Oh, that's interesting.
They filled in their neck.
Yeah, no, it did. It's nice. I actually like the shadow on her face. I think it's a little much. What if we...
Just swing it and bounce forward.
Oh?
Swing it and bounce forward.
Swing the...
Swing. Light bounce.
Oh, nah.
Okay.
I was going to do this to give you more.
Okay. I'm just gonna pivot to the left slowly.
I was going to pivot. I'm pivoting to give you more to bounce with.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Straight up.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's be super dramatic and drop that. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Wow, that's hardcore. All right, here we go. It's funny, I have to do both whole things underexposed now because I swung the light. I'm becoming a little harder than I want to. I think so. Let me turn this up a smidge. No, definitely not. All right, let me just try that. I think we're probably going to need to come, yeah, do almost a full, and come back to me a bit, and then chin up. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Good. There we go.
So now she's in Goodfellas.
Yep, exactly. I mean, look at that sparkle.
It's Scorsese beauty.
Yeah. You know, it's got this like real, like punchy. Let's just, let's do this. Yeah, exactly, and be like a badass. This is for badass cosmetic. Can I say ass? Hopefully, because I just said it a bunch of times. I think you can say, yeah, there we go. Like you're just like, yeah. Perfect. Right there. Good, good, good. Focusing. Nice. Huh.
What's up?
No, I think I like the silver better. I was trying the white, guys, because I thought maybe it was a little too specular, but I actually kind of like the punchiness of it. I think this is too flat. Actually, do the silver and come up higher with it. Let's try the silver, but higher, like this. And then I'm gonna go like this. A lot of this is just a matter of tweaking. Don't look at the light. It's like looking in the sun. There we go. This might be too bright now, but we'll see in a second. There we go. All right, so fine tuning is key, right? When we get this stuff in here, it's not just a matter of setting up. That's why, like, I talk to people and they're just like, they look at all these videos, they look at books, and there's all these lighting diagrams, and a lighting diagram doesn't tell you that. Like if I showed you the diagram, that wasn't any different. It's literally the exact same setup, but I nudged the light like a couple of inches, just watching it, looking the shape of her face, looking how it was reflecting. Those are the things that we need to do when we're doing this kind of work. It's all about moving the light a little bit based on the pose, based on everything. Every frame becomes its own thing, right? So that's what we really want to think about when we're doing this kind of stuff. So I think I'm back on the 29th or 28th. Yeah, I think so. Well, she has to go at 6:30, which is 6:30 now. Thank you, Tal. Will, she's awesome, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, Tal actually came as a last minute thing because we had an emergency. So she was amazing. So I appreciate you coming. And yeah, we'll see you soon. You can boot whatever you want. You don't. I mean, I'm not kicking you out, but I'm gonna keep talking. Yeah, don't worry about it. I know she has to go. So we're back on the. I have a terrible take. Was it landing? Was it? Dismount. Yes. Thank you. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, we will.
I'll call you someday. All right. Yay, Tal. Okay. All right. So that's very bright. What was I saying? I'm going to come back on the 29th. We're going to use small flash for you, just for you, right? We're going to use speed lights or small flash on the 28th or 29th, whatever the last Thursday of the month is. Will you be here? You'll be back?
I'm back on the 25th, so
Yeah, whatever day that is, the end of the month, I'll be back. If you want to sign up for that, go to adorama.com/events. You can see that. Do you have any demos coming? No, we have workshops set up. Myself and Seth, if you guys don't know, we do private workshops. 1200sessions.com. You can see any information about that. I'm Daniel Norton. If you guys want to follow me. Oh, does anybody want a button? We're signing off
Yeah? You done?
from YouTube now.
Don't clap. Let them think you suck.